Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Behind the Noise with Randy Rogers, aka DJ Fat Dog. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hope you had a good Father's Day. You ever catch yourself saying, speaking of Father's Day, you ever catch yourself saying something you immediately realize, oh no, I'm becoming my dad or I'm becoming my mom? Because lately I've been finding myself saying things like, man, things just used to be so much simpler. And then every time I say it, I picture myself like just sitting on the front porch, just like somewhere, just like yelling at the clouds, just like shaking my fist. Man, life just used to be much simpler back in the day. We couldn't just get stuff tomorrow. We had to go to the store when they were open. They weren't open on Sundays, type of thing, But seriously though, what happened? What are we doing? Everything that was supposed to make life easier somehow made it more complicated, right? Man, you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, anything and everything. It's like, oh, this is going to make it easier. This app is going to make it easier. And really, it just complicates things and makes more steps to the process than what were already there, right? We have faster phones. We have faster internet. We have smarter technology. And somehow, and somewhere, we're all more stressed than ever. I don't know if it's just me getting older. Maybe you guys feel this too. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, or if everybody else is just cool with it. But let me know. I'm interested. I got some topics I want to cover today. First one, let's talk about passwords, right? I mean, this is something that's gotten overly complicated. I mean, let's be real. Whoever's making these password rules is lost their mind, right? Back in the day, your password was password. If you work for the FBI or, have some important stuff, it may have been password like 1, 2, 3. And that's just getting crazy. I mean, like I say, that's you're undercover, maybe a little bit. Someone's going to think you're the ops, basically. But now, no. Your password needs 12 characters, uppercase, lowercase, one number, one symbol, one family secret, your blood type, a hug, and a recommendation from your third grade teacher. It's getting out of control. It's wild. The amount of things that go into what they want a password to be. And, then it comes out like, how strong is your password type of thing. Like, dude, I'm just trying to make it to where I can remember it, And then you get through all of that, and the website's like, your password, just like we're talking about, is weak. It's like, what do you mean weak, bro? Like, I don't even know I don't even know what my password is anymore. I created it 6 seconds ago and already forgot it. I mean, I know other people are feeling this. They get where I'm coming from. Then you hit forgot password. They send you a code. They send you another code, then a verification email, and that drives me bananas. They send you a verification email, and I don't know if this is just me, but like sometimes the emails takes longer than the 60 seconds, and I'm stressed. I'm stressed. The 60 seconds is cranking down. There's 20 seconds left, and the email's not there. And then they'll resend it, and then like, oh man, then now you don't know. Is this the one that they're needing? I mean, how are we gonna know? How are we gonna know? You got to call. You're in a big mess, right? At some point, I'm just trying to pay the electric bill, and also, if anyone's trying to call and pay my electric bill, please don't make them verify. Just let them do it. If somebody's trying to call to pay my bill, they don't have to be me. I give you full authority to go ahead and let them cover that. It's a blessing. Let them be a blessing. Don't be a blessing blocker. And it almost feels like you're trying to launch a nuclear missile, trying to figure out your password or how to log in and pay this bill, right? And then, like I said, a lot of times you're going to end up in customer service. Woo-hoo. Don't even get me started there. First, you're probably going to talk to a robot, and you're going to yell at them that you want to talk to a person. Remember when you called a company and a human answered, like a real person with a pulse? You remember that? Now it's, press 1 for billing if you're lucky. Press 2 for technical support. Press 3 if you're questioning every decision that ever led you right here to this phone call. And the whole time you're just sitting there, Representative representative. Please let me talk to a representative, a real person. And then the robot comes back with, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Or, of course, you don't. You're the reason I'm calling. And have you noticed every company says, your call is important to us? It's like, but is it? Like, no, it isn't. Because if it was important, we'd already be talking. I've been listening to the same piano song for 37 minutes straight. I do like the new iPhone feature, though, where it'll call you back, if like when someone gets on the line. That's nice, but, that just came out. So somehow that'll be overly complicated. It will be. At this point, I know the whole music better than my whole family. I can tell you the keys that it's played in, when it's coming, when it's going to restart, right? Because it's only about 45 seconds, and then it, boom, fires right back up. Beethoven on the keys, baby. Sometimes I'm on hold so long, I forget why I've even called. You might have been there. Somebody finally answers, like, dude, I'm not even mad anymore. I don't know. That Beethoven just really just soothed me. It was just like getting little pats on the bottom, and I'm good. I'm good to go now. I'm just emotionally invested now because I've been here so long. The next thing I want to talk about, school tests. School tests. They're interesting, right? How many people remember school tests? Maybe been a while for some of you guys. That's something else that just kind of makes no sense, this school test. You remember this? You go to school, you learn everything all week, and then Friday, here comes the test or the pop quiz, right? And on the normal day, on Monday through Thursday, it's 3 + 3 = 6. You're like, dude, I got that. Show does. 3 + 3 = 6. Easy. Everybody agrees. We got it. And then the pop quiz day shows up, exam day, and it's like, Johnny has 14 apples. One apple weighs 3 pounds. A train leaves Chicago at 4 p.m. Calculate the mass of the sun. It's like, bro, what are we even talking about here? You're sitting there thinking, like, what are we even doing? What? Excuse me? What are we doing? Where'd this come from? We practiced 3 + 3 = 6 all week, and now we're trying to calculate the mass of the sun, and Johnny has 14 apples. Why are we overcomplicating things? It's wild. How did we go from addition to NASA, right? To SpaceX? What's going on here? This is literally rocket science. How are we? I don't even know. Like, it's the sun, dude. Like, what do you mean the mass of the sun? Next section, I do want to touch on. We got a little baby coming, little Rogers coming in September. We're so excited, so exciting. Also a little bit, frightening at times, but I think I'm more excited than frightened. But I guess if I wasn't frightened, it's something new. So it's more of that, something new versus something scary. Because the second people find out that you're having a baby, everybody wants to become the expert, right? Everybody, right? You ask one simple question. One person says, "Oh, you got to do it like this," and then another says, "Absolutely, don't do that. I watched Paula Deen one time, and you can't do that." And another says, "We raised 6 kids and did the exact opposite of what this person's saying over here." It's just, you never know. You never know. So now you've got 17 options. That's more than a multiple guess test. And 8 articles, 3 YouTube videos, and somehow you're more confused than when you even asked the question. And it happens. Every baby website says something different, right? If you think one thing, you can find 5 things that support that one thing. But if you think differently, you can also find 5 things differently. It's wild. By the end, you're just sitting there thinking, what are we doing? And the crazy thing is, every parent that I've talked to eventually says the same things. We figured it out. We figured it out. And that's not extremely comforting at the time, but it's honest, because it's not like a one size fits all type of situation, right? Each child's going to be different, and really, when it comes down to it, you just have to do what you believe is best, and really lean into that, which you believe is going to do the best for you, for your family going forward. Another thing I want to talk about, They're talking about, simple things and like, what are we doing? Calling people. And who remembers MapQuest back in the day? I was just came right after MapQuest. I still remember people printing out the MapQuest and trying to plan their routes out, getting the old atlas out. But sometimes I do miss calling, somebody's house. You didn't call your friend, you called the whole family. You didn't know if you were getting Mister. You didn't know. You didn't know if you were getting their mom, their dad. You had no idea. It's like, yes, Mr. Maxwell, can I speak to? You had no idea. And if their dad answered, well, congratulations, you're now talking to their dad now. And however many dad jokes they have, that's what you're gonna get that day. And they're gonna tease you. Well, who are you? I don't know, man. I don't know you. And you're gonna get all of those because that's that was the luck of the draw that day. So you're talking to their dad right if they answer. So no texting, no red receipts, no location sharing. No, why didn't you answer me in 14 seconds? It was just you called the house and whoever answered, that's who you got. And if you were lucky, they let you talk to who you were trying to call. Once you left the house, though, you were gone. You were basically Lewis and Clark out there in Sacagawea, just looking at the North Star, trying to figure out where you were going, right? Until somebody invented MapQuest. We printed out our directions on paper. For those of you listening that a little bit younger than me, you would basically Apple Maps on your computer, but you couldn't take it with you, right? It wasn't a laptop. It was a desktop that stayed on your desk, and you would print those directions out. You would pick the route you think best. There wasn't, this route's going to be faster. No, you picked the one and you stuck with it, and you set off on your adventure. If you missed a turn, there was no recalculating for a better. You just live there now. You gotta make a U-turn. You got something. You had to recalculate. It wasn't recalculating, but no one was coming to find you, right? I mean, even if you were one of those crazy ones that had a cell phone in the early times, like, what are you gonna tell them? Like, I'm just lost. Where you at? I'm by the McDonald's. Like, awesome. Don't even know what town you're. I mean, you belonged in Oklahoma now. That's just where you were. Wherever you ended up, that's your new home. It's kind of like I think about this all the time. Like when a bug gets in your car, and you drive. I don't know. Say you're going on vacation. You drive 150 miles, and then you get out at a pit stop, right? And you let that bug out. It's got to start a new life now. It doesn't have a GPS to get back home. I don't know. I've thought about that recently. It's like, man, I wonder if they're sad and confused because somebody else has got to think that way. Let me know, because I can't be the only one. Also, want to talk about a little bit of background and how I grew up. Maybe this section comes from how I grew up. Because we grew up on a ranching cows, showing cows, working outside, doing things. I wouldn't say the hard way, but making life what we wanted it to be. Back then, if like something broke, like you either fixed it or you had to go till Dad was broken and he fixed it. And the saying went, if Dad can't fix it, well then it's not broke, basically. So yeah, you fixed it. And if you were bored, you went outside. If somebody wanted to talk to you, then they drove over to your house, jumped on the 4-wheeler, whatever. That's just how it. This is how it was. Life wasn't, for say, easier. We worked hard, but it felt simpler, right? It felt much simpler. It was just, it was nice. It really was. Because when we were doing something, we were actually doing it. You weren't checking an app 5 times, while doing it. You weren't answering emails while doing what you were doing. You weren't scrolling while doing it. You were just there in the moment, wholeheartedly. I don't know, any of you guys may have seen that picture of, I believe it's Tiger Woods at one of the golf tournaments, and you see everyone else like has their phones out, if I'm remembering correctly, and there's one guy just standing there holding his beverage and just taking it all in. And I just think that's the coolest thing. We're so drawn to like this, and I'm not saying like it's bad. I'm not calling anybody out, but like, man, it used to be so much simpler like that, just like that. And of course, social media, it has its perks, but that doesn't help. Everybody online has life figured out, right? That's what it seems. We've talked about this before. Everybody apparently everybody owns about 3 businesses. Everybody works 4 hours a week, makes $1 million, and also has 14 beach houses. Everybody's retired at 29, and everybody's drinking green powder that makes you live until you're 157. And everybody's expert on everything. Meanwhile, I'm over here just trying to remember my daggum password because I couldn't remember who I said I hugged in the password. It's it's wild, dude. It's wild. Everybody's out here an expert, but honestly, if you talk to them, they can't even remember their password to get logged in. So, and the truth is, like we've said before, most people are just figuring it out as they go, and that's just like the rest of us. They've just got better lighting, right? They just have better lighting. It's funny. You got to laugh about it, or you're gonna cry about it. That's just what it is. So let's talk about the real turn. The more I think about it, I don't think I actually maybe miss the old days. I think I miss being present, and I think that's everyone else as well. I think I miss when people were actually where they were in the moment there. Right? You see these videos of, oh, what would you give up to go back to Christmas of 1998? Well, like, it was just so innocent and perfect, and everyone had the Christmas cheer, and now everyone's just in their phones. So, like when dinner was dinner, when conversations were conversations, when people looked at each other instead of screens. I think that's what I miss. We don't have that connection anymore, and it shows, and it's hard. Once you really start to think about it, it's hard. Think if we had a day like a national holiday where everybody put their phone down and you just went outside and everybody. I mean, that's what you had to do, and it wouldn't be you just had to put your phone down. It would have to be that your phones just didn't work that day for calling or texting anybody, because I know some people use them as medical devices, but. Because now we're everywhere except where we are. We're texting, we're scrolling, we're watching, we're comparing, we're arguing, consuming. And somehow we're exhausted. And maybe I've figured out what I really miss. I don't miss the old technology. I don't miss getting lost with MapQuest. I don't miss waiting 3 days for the dial-up internet. Who remembers that? What a sound. What a sound. I miss the peace. I miss the quiet. I miss this pace, the slow pace of life. Because I don't think people are starving for more information. I think they're starving for peace. And there's a difference. Information fills your head. Peace settles your heart. And somehow we live in the most connected generation in history, yet people feel more disconnected than ever. We have more information than any generation before us, yet we have less peace. Maybe the problem isn't that life got harder. Maybe life just got louder. So here's my final question. If somebody took your phone away for an entire day, would you feel free or would you feel lost? And before we go, one more thing. Maybe the things we miss most about the past in the good old days aren't actually the things. Maybe it's the peace. Maybe it's the pace. Maybe it's the quiet. And maybe the problem isn't that life got harder. Maybe there's just more noise. And sometimes you've got to get behind the noise to remember what actually matters. Yo, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. That's episode 4 of Behind the Noise. I want you to remember that I've been DJ Fat Dog. I want you to know that Jesus loves you. I love you. DJ Fat Dog, aka Randy Rogers. Out. See you on the next one.